I have not been to Aldi in weeks. It's maybe about a month or two, and I have missed it. So I'm going to share what I got, and I'm going to share I'm going to kind of take you around, show you some of the things that I saw when I was there for fall. This is my absolute favorite season, and just some of the things that come into season, like butternut squash and apples and pear and all of the things. I'm going to show you what I got. So I'm going to start with the produce that I picked up. I also picked up some things yesterday at Sam's Club, and I also did a Walmart pickup. So these are some of the things that I just needed to kind of fill in the spot. So I like all these produce better than Walmart's most of the time. So I picked up their organic broccoli. This was on sale for like $2.59 because it's usually about $3 and some change. So that was a really good deal. I picked up 2 heads of just fresh broccoli. And this was something that's new to my Aldi, or I haven't been there in a while, but this was the greenhouse grown, no GMOs, pesticide and herbicide free. And this is washed and ready to eat. And this is the fresh leafy greens. And I don't know about you, but I'm not a huge fan of that giant clamshell of, it's like radicchio and spinach, and I actually don't really care for that. So I like leaf lettuce. So this was a really good deal. I think it was like $2. I'll put the prices on the screen. And someone recently left a comment as far as prices, so and how much I spent. So if you're interested in that, I'll share it in this video, but also let me know in the comment section below if you want to see prices and how much I'm spending and things like that, because I'll share that. So picked up the salsa, which I haven't had in quite some time because we have been cutting out a lot of like bag things, so I haven't really been buying things like chips and whatnot. But I'm gonna make some tacos tonight since it's like a fun food Friday situation. So I picked up some salsa. I'm just having a little touch of that. Giant butternut squash. Oh my gosh, I paid $5 and I think it was like $5.19 for both of these because they are in season. Once things come in season, they're a lot cheaper and easier to find. So 99 cents per pound for these, and that was incredible because I have been loving putting butternut squash in so many different recipes. I've shared kind of the roasted ones that I do on the channel before, and I'll share some upcoming recipes soon, like the meatball meal that I make a lot of times. So I picked up the organic pears, and then these were on sale in my area. So just the organic zucchini, and I use this to make that. Summer squash and ground beef dish that my family really likes. It's easy to put together. That's going to be for dinner one of the nights this week. So I went ahead and picked up 2 packs of those. And then from the frozen section, I also picked up more butternut squash. Just because I personally like to have this for just quick meals. If I want to throw it in a soup or something like that and I need it to cook a little quicker, I like to go ahead and have the frozen butternut squash on hand. The other things I picked up were, wait, I have some more frozen things actually. So I also picked up some organic cut green beans and some organic sweet whole kernel corn. I'm gonna make like a corn salsa with that. And some more green beans. I picked up some of their organic eggs. I haven't seen the pastured ones for quite some time, but I picked these up. The Never Any breakfast chicken sausages that I've shared a dozen or more times on this channel. These are really, really good. For my husband, I picked up the organic deli slices, and this is the white cheddar. This was like under $3, I believe. I picked up 2 packs of the grass-fed ground beef. I also have 2 triple packs that I picked up from Sam's the other day, so I just needed 2 just for the meal tonight, and then the rest of that will carry into the rest of the week. For the meat, I picked up some of the Never Any cage-free, no antibiotics, no hormones given, vegetarian fed, no steroids. So this is the next best thing to getting organic in my opinion. So I picked up the boneless skinless chicken thighs, and I have 3 packs of that, and they range from $5 to $7. So I picked those up, picked up 3 packs of that, and then I also picked up just 1 pack of their organic chicken breast. And then just some random little snack bags that I needed. But this was so adorable, and this is the ceramic soup mug, and this was $3.99, and it looks like it's patterned like a sweater, and I couldn't leave it there because it's too cute. And I recently broke one of my big mugs. What? So I picked that up. Look at the detail. I just think it's really, really pretty. So soup mug, hot chocolate mug, and then one more thing I got. And then I picked this beautiful rug. I'm so excited about this. This was $9.99, and this is their Kirkton House. It's just an accent runner, but it just looks like it's really, really well made. It's really, really beautiful in my opinion. So pick that up. I love neutral things. Okay, so I shared what I picked up from Aldi this week, and next I'm going to show you one of the things that my family has really been enjoying. I've been making it for the last like 3 weeks or so, and it is just a really, really delicious fall recipe. So I'm going to take you along and show you how easy it is to put together. And I absolutely love it because it's not super sweet, and it's just one of those things you don't feel bad about if you're going to have it with your coffee for breakfast. And it's not going to jack your insulin or jack your blood sugar up or something like that. And it's packed with just a ton of minerals, and it's really good. Okay, so we're starting off with an acorn squash. I like to wash it, and then I like to cut off just a tiny bit of the top and the bottom because it makes it way easier to cut. Once you do that, you're going to cut right through the center with a sharp knife, hold it to keep it from rocking, and that's why I cut off the top and the bottom. Then all you're going to do is scoop out all of the seeds and this like little bit of stringy bits that are in there. And don't let this intimidate you. It's like roasting anything else. Preheat your oven high. I like to preheat it to 400 to 425 degrees. And then I like to slather the inside and the edges with either melted coconut oil or softened coconut oil. You could use avocado oil. Use any oil that you would like, and that will work. And then once you do that, all you're going to do is you can add a little salt, or you can leave it as is, and then you're just going to place it face side down, and you're going to roast it for about 25 to 30 minutes. And I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. Get that little seed out of the way. You don't want that to burn. So once you have your acorn squash, and you're just going to go ahead and pop that in the oven. I'm starting with all of my dry ingredients. I have some almond flour, I have some baking soda, I have some sea salt, and then from there I'm going to add in our other ingredients. So next up, I'm adding in my oil. I'm going to add in some honey. I like to do the oil first, then the honey, so you don't have to worry about anything sticking to your measuring cup. Then I'm adding in some pumpkin puree. And that's why it's a squash and pumpkin. So once we are done with our acorn squash and you roast it, you'll be able to touch the outside. This is what the inside looks like. It is delicious as is, but I had some extra one night when I was making this and I thought, I wonder how this will taste in the bread. So I am putting a heaping 1/3 cup of this delicious caramelized roasted. It gives just such a smooth and moist texture to the bread. And I've made just pumpkin bread and it is tasty and fantastic, but the addition of this acorn squash, oh my goodness, it's just so good. To me, it just adds this hint of, what is that to your baking? And I love that. I love an unexpected flavor or just something that's a little more complex on the palate because it's just delicious in my opinion. Next up, I added my eggs. I have my wet ingredients in here and I added a little pinch of salt. We're just going to go ahead and mix this up. I'm not adding any spices to this because I like the flavors to kind of just sing by themselves and meld together, because for the pumpkin bread I add pumpkin pie spice and cinnamon and all that. To this I don't add that, and it just tastes so stinking good. Slightly sweetened and so moist. I'll have to show you what it looks like. So after it's out of the oven, we are going to let it cool for about 10 to 15 minutes and then we're just going to cut into it. And when I say this is something that my family unexpectedly loved, and I had to make it a couple more times just so I could write down the recipe and share it here and share it on styleandstewardship.com. It is just so good and moist. And what we like to do is we like to toast it and then slather it with some ghee or coconut oil if for dairy free. You can drizzle a little maple syrup on this or honey if you want it to be sweeter, but it is slightly sweet by itself, but you don't have to feel bad about having this for breakfast, which is how I actually like to have it, with some chicken sausage or something like that. And I have made it time and time again. Here I am. I'm just slathering some ghee on this, and I just wanted you to see up close what the texture was like. It's so good. And we're just going to give it another little cut. I'm going to show you a close up so you can see what this looks like. Has a slight crisp on the edge, and it's just nice and soft and moist on the inside. I think you're going to love it. Until next time, your life matters, what you do with it matters. So what will you steward well?